Podbeam. We are live on Facebook as soon as it reconnects. We are also going to eventually be on YouTube. And so hello to you guys on YouTube. As soon as my connection starts here on Facebook. Hello, Facebook. We're back. Hopefully it does not do that. Hopefully it'll stay connected.
Yeah,
I believe
good.
that it will.
Right.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to be having a conversation with those on Facebook who is, the main live audience. Eventually, I'd like to go live on YouTube to take some questions from people on YouTube, but that's in the near future or so. So anyway, hello to you guys on Facebook. Hopefully you guys can see the topic. I will explain that because some people are probably like, what is going on? What do we like? What does Mueller have to do with reparations and all that? I hope that I can do a good job in explaining that, and maybe you guys will say, aha, I get it. And so, before we get started here, I'd just like to say thank you to Donovan Sadiq, who is the man in front of the curtain that actually does all the things behind the curtain, the podcast, YouTube, and, his studio. He allows me to use it here. And also thank you to Marcus Guyton and all those who help him in spreading the message all over Facebook so more people can watch what we're doing here. Again, as I said, thank you to the audience on Facebook who is the host, if you will, that asks questions and things like that. Always the purpose of the Demetra K Show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all the things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people. Okay, so now that I said that, also I guess I should acknowledge those who celebrate Easter. I don't celebrate Easter. Hey Gloria, thank you as well for posting the link on here. For those of you who are not friends with me, click on the link and then you'll be able to comment. So again, those of you who celebrate Easter, I guess happy Easter to you. I'm not one of those who celebrate it, although I'm not one of those who knock you for doing it either. And so let's go ahead and get started, and I will get to every last one of you guys' comments. All right, and so the topic I have here says, did Mueller, I always say Mueller, but it's Mueller, just help Black people get reparations? Okay, well, what can I mean by that? So, by now, you've heard that Robert Mueller and the Department, I'm going to say it wrong, so just bear with me. Robert Mueller and the Department of Justice has concluded its investigation regarding President Donald Trump and the collusion, that he allegedly had with Russia and all that kind of stuff. The Mueller report concluded that there was no collusion, but they could not exonerate either, right? So, in fact, the redacted version of the Mueller report has said the following. Mueller was unable to conclude that no criminal conduct occurred, okay? CNN also reported the investigation was also unable to clear President Trump on obstruction. The report states that the evidence obtained about the president's action and intent presents difficult issues that prevent us from conclusively determining that no criminal conduct occurred. While Trump is off the hook with Mueller, the DOJ and the DOJ, he may not be off the hook with Congress. Mueller has determined that while his investigation has not found anything conclusive, Congress still has the right to investigate if they want to do that. Let me finish.
Okay.
It was reported that shortly after the Mueller report was released, Trump's approval rating dropped about 3%. Out of about, I think it was a little over 1,000 people who were polled. And so it wasn't everybody. Because, we hear these polls come out. We think, oh my gosh, that must be right because 2 people were polled, or whatever the case is. Okay. So, however, the majority of people who were polled feel that Trump should not be impeached due to the Mueller report findings. No surprise there. Trump, the candidate, and Trump, the president, has emboldened and solidified his base, which is mostly made up of white supremacists and people who subscribe to white supremacist ideologies. The Mueller report now serves as glue for Trump's base. For one, it will keep his base together, and secondly, it will serve as an adhesive for those who are undecided on Trump's guilt or innocence. All right, so what does Mueller's report have to do with Black people and reparations? Bear with me, okay? Since the implementation of Franklin Roosevelt's New Deal in the 1930s, the majority of black people have voted Democrat, okay? The New Deal was a program that was designed to help the poor and black people in America back then. Per demographics.com, because of the New Deal, 71% of blacks voted for Roosevelt. Now remember, we used to be primarily Republicans. Okay? Mm-hmm. So 71% of blacks voted for Roosevelt, even though about 44% of blacks were only registered Democrats. The rest were registered Republicans or other, if you will. From that point, the more the segregation took place, the more we started to vote Democrats. Now we're speaking, about 70% of black people consider themselves to be Democrats. But in the last election, 88% of black people voted for Hillary Clinton, who was then the Democrat nominee for, to become president, if you will. Now, moving to 2019, while the call for reparations is not new, and neither is the ADOS movement, American Descendants of Slaves, the call for it has been renewed. So the call for reparations has been renewed. Okay? Now the movement is calling for the reparations that was promised to freed slaves to finally be paid. In 1865, General William Sherman wrote the special field orders that stated that free slaves should be granted 40 acres and a mule. The orders were signed into action by President Abraham Lincoln. A few black people actually was given land until the following president, Andrew Johnson, reversed the order. The land was even taken back from the black owners and given back to the white people, if you will. Now, black people who are a part of the ADOS movement are asking candidates who represent the Democratic Party, or the Democrat Party, I should say, to not only research, because you hear a lot of the candidates say, well, let's do some research and see what's going on.
We know. Go ahead.
Right, that's what they say, that we're going to do some research, okay? We don't want research.
We got to study.
We want to check. Yeah, you don't need to study. Hell, if we know what's going on,
right.
You should know, being a member of Congress or whatever, you should already know these things, okay? So we don't want them to research the dynamics. We want them to actually deliver us a check. Now, if the candidates are not willing to promise to help deliver reparations to American descendants of slaves, then the ADOS are going to hold their votes. That's what we're saying. Or most of them are saying, if we don't get what we want, we're just not going to vote at all. Okay? Now, remember, the Democrat Party needs black votes to win. That's just a fact. Back to Mueller. Helping black people getting reparations, okay? Not only will his report help Trump keep his loyal Republican supporters, it will help Trump gain some Democrats that might have been on the fence. They just will, because some people are probably like, well, we don't know if he's guilty, but now, Trump is going to spin it. They've declared victory. We weren't guilty, this, that, and the other. Okay? So, in a nutshell, the Democratic Party is screwed. And if black people hold our votes unless the Democrats finally emphasize, deliver something to us, their most loyal voters, we are their most loyal voters. It's just a fact. Mm-hmm. Black people are.
They can't win without us.
They are going to be screwed. Okay? Because they got, Democrats who are potentially going to leave, white Democrats and other Democrats, and then us who are saying now we're finally wanting something for our votes. And so, while Robert Mueller probably had no intention on helping black people to get reparations, his report has helped us nevertheless. Did you guys see what I see? Did that make any sense at all?
The report?
Yeah, we know the report, but I'm saying I think what we need to realize, and I'm going to get to everyone in your comments, what we need to realize is that that's just an extra caveat or leg up to help us, because now Democrats are not only trying to get us because they're starting to lose us. They've had us for so long.
Yeah, now you got to vote Trump out.
Now you got to vote Trump out. And see, the Mueller report was supposed to be the nail in the coffin for Trump. It just did not prove to be the nail in the coffin.
Yeah, no, I never thought that, because when dealing with white people.
But I'm saying the Democratic Party thought that it was going to be the nail in the coffin.
No, I don't think so. Same donors.
They thought that because now they would finally have some validity and saying, yes, see, we told you there was some collusion. They
weren't going to do anything.
The point that I'm making is, I'm not saying they were going to, maybe the Democrats, the party wasn't going to do anything, but that was going to be their talking point to the rest of the American people, the Democrats, to get us riled up. See, he gotta go. We gotta vote him out. Not only does he like to grab women's hoo-has, he's also been proven, even though most people believe that Trump is guilty of something, okay? The DOJ just could not find anything conclusive to say he is definitely guilty.
Not true, okay? And then let me just intercede real quick. Nobody is reading the report. I happen to have sat up for 2 days.
And read 430-something pages?
No, I didn't read the whole report,
okay.
but I did read the conclusion of Mueller. What Mueller did was he set up, even if you read the report, he basically tells you what obstruction of justice is.
Correct.
He defines it.
Correct.
So his thing is, because he works under the DOJ, they can't indict a sitting president. But he is set up to say, okay, here's all the stuff you need for Congress.
Right.
There's no need to investigate this, that. I've already proven this guy has obstructed justice. Now it's up to you.
Which is what I said in my notes, that he has given Congress, that you said you guys have the right. I'm not telling you.
No, not the right. He set it up completely.
He said, because I read the report too.
Okay. But no, he didn't say he set it up.
No, he did say that doesn't mean that Congress can't do it. I'm not saying that they have the right to do that. I'm just saying that there are 10 elements. 10 elements in there. I wear glasses and I can read too.
Yes,
okay?
but there are 10 elements in that report.
I read all of them.
That Trump is guilty of obstruction of justice. There's 10 incidences.
Right, but they cannot personally do anything. They're saying here, we don't have anything conclusive.
They can't indict a sitting president.
Right, so the point that I'm making...
Go ahead.
Is that is not the nail in the coffin that the Democrat Party, because Democratic is a process, the Democrat Party was looking for. Because if they had that, then they would be able to say, see, here he is, there's guilt without a shadow of a doubt. The DOJ was not able, for whatever reason, people have their own conclusions, they weren't able to do that. And so now, the Republicans, as we've seen, have been able to use that. See, you guys, it was a witch hunt that Trump kept saying. We know that is not true, but I'm just saying, because most people aren't as versed as you and I, or anybody on this podcast or Facebook. A lot of people are not as versed as us, which is why we as black people keep voting overwhelmingly for a party that has never, ever, ever, ever delivered the goods to us.
Right.
And so that was going to be, because you're missing my point, that was going to be the Democrats' talking point to 2020 to say that Trump is guilty. That was going to be their talking point. It wasn't. And so now Republicans are able to say it was a witch hunt. They didn't find anything. There wasn't anything here. And so with the point that I'm making, we know that. But I'm saying the average person who votes is not going to go past the talking points. They are, as we say on our show, they're going to believe the hype. Right. They're going to, because we just do. We believe, especially black people, in regards to Democrats, we believe everything they say they're going to do. So that wasn't going to, the Democrats need a different strategy. In addition to now the ADOS movement, American Descendants of Slaves, saying we are not falling for your nonsense anymore. So the Democrat Party has a whole host of issues. One being that Trump, the nail is not in the ground. The nail in the coffin did not go in. And black people are finally demanding something tangible.
But let me say this before you start asking questions. What Mueller did was he put it on the Democrats. The Democrats are in the House. Now he have 10 elements of obstruction of justice. If the Democrats do not indict this man, impeach him.
They're not going to.
No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. If they don't, that's even going to be a far worser cry in not getting the black vote.
I'm going to tell you why they're not going to. I'm going to get to you guys' comments.
Because it gets to the Senate, they're not going to impeach him.
Well, they're not going to do it because they, for one, it's going to be too time consuming. They don't have a lot of time to do that. They're trying to get a Democrat in the White House. Another thing, that's going to give more. We know a crime is a crime. Hell, Trump was a criminal before he got in the White House, and he's still in there. So also, the more the Democrats say he's guilty, the more the Republicans are going to hold up the report
and say nope.
There's no guilt here.
Right. This
is a free man that you guys have targeted. So it's going to be It's not going to be good for them. And I'm not even in politics like that, and I understand.
Gotcha.
All right, so let me get to you guys' comments. Sorry about that. Let's see. So, hello to everybody.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Hair is cute. Thank you. You know, I did it myself. And, what's happening? Says, please do. I think you were saying about me explaining how I came to my, sometimes I'll be thinking weird stuff. So I'm not sure.
Yeah, we know.
If my talking points even make sense to you guys. And let's see, Romel says, thank you, Donovan. Hillside, D.C., Hillside. He don't know about no Hillside. And let's see what else. So Romel says, Resurrection Day. Yes, that's what they say.
Resurrection
Day. Go get into that. Hey, Sydney, what's happening? Hey, Asada. And Derek says, hey, Demetra. And Asada says, DM. So she's tagging somebody. And then she's also tagging somebody else. Who else we got? Sydney says, no. They all knew NYC Southern District investigations were more important than Mueller's investigation. And we all know the NYPD is the second branch of the FBI. Well, that's the other thing, too. They're saying, Virginia and New York are supposed to be having these investigations. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say this about your thing that, we all know he's a criminal. Remember, he has been a co-conspirator indicted already. As a co-conspirator in the Cohen case.
And Sydney is saying they can't impeach him yet.
Well, they can't. The Department of Justice cannot indict a sitting president. That's their policy. That's why Mueller set up the 10 elements and even defined what they can do, and he defined everything and said, okay, now it's up to the House. The House can impeach him, but the point is to do that, it's going to go to the Senate where the trial will take place. And of course, who controls the Senate? Republicans. So he's not going to leave office.
So that's what I'm saying. So the Democrats really needed that.
But I think But I think they need to impeach him because that will show that no man's above the law, regardless if they're going to lose or not. What's the difference? If you're not going to do it, you're setting a precedent.
They're just not going to. They're not going to impeach Trump.
Yeah.
They may talk. They're going to investigate. Talk a good game. We got his bank statement. All that. They talk a good game. It's just really for you and I.
Yeah. Well, Maxine Waters has been saying that too.
That's what they call it, kabuki theater, if you will, for you and me. That's for you and I should say. Yes. That's to keep us.
Ooh, wow. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, go ahead. I'm claiming my time.
They're probably all having Easter dinner right now.
They all have the same donors. Right. And that's why we want you guys to know this.
He says, hey, gorgeous, love the hair. Thank you so much. And Marcus says, my concern is, will we take advantage of the opportunity? I will be watching it once again pass us by. We could have been on this page a long time ago if we would just unite and try. I absolutely agree. And then Sydney says the Senate won't do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It goes to the Senate.
I mean, the Senate is, like you said, controlled by the Republicans. They're pissed off. They're even now more pissed off because, see, we told you.
Well, they're also psychopaths, so.
Yeah, but I'm saying now that, I can't turn on NPR when they're talking about it without hearing a Republican. See, this was a witch hunt. We told you guys. Well, going after the president.
I do have a problem with the witch hunt because how many, when they were investigating Clinton, no indictments, no nothing, $720 million, wherever it cost. Mueller, how many people have gone to jail already that are about to go to jail?
Quite a bit.
So saying it's a witch hunt is meaning going after something that doesn't exist.
Well, we know, but I know. Yeah. But that's Trump's talking points, and unfortunately,
so it did.
People listen to Trump. I mean, we have senators, but congresswomen, Ilhan Omar. Mm-hmm. She has to have extra security now over a tweet of a video that it was doctored. It wasn't even a full video. Mm-hmm. People talking about killing her and other people and this, that, and the other off of Trump's tweets. And he's not even sorry about the fact that he's going to potentially cost one of his, fellow, Congress people, whatever, their lives over a lie. Well, and so the point that I'm making is, when he tweets these things, people don't care about.
Sarah Sanders, if you read the report.
She's a liar.
Yeah, she's a liar. She said on national TV, all these people want this guy fired, and I talked to all these people. And then when they got her under Mueller, I didn't talk to anybody.
And then, and a lot of you guys, I'm sure you guys know, the report. It did say the only reason why Trump really wasn't found guilty is because he didn't get a chance to actually do stuff. Because a lot of people said, no, I won't help you.
Right.
And so...
But that is obstruction of justice.
Right. I know that. But I'm saying, to me, the report is neither here or there. The point that I'm making is now the Democrat Party is really screwed. And I probably should find a different word than screwed, but it's the one that I can think of now. They're really screwed because, as I keep saying, they're nail in the coffin, which was supposed to be
their narrative.
Yeah, the narrative. The Mueller report was supposed to come back and find Trump guilty. They don't have that. In addition to black people finally stepping up and saying, never again, not another election will you just get our vote for nothing. So They are now, I'm saying is, we're holding the cards.
Yeah, I see where you're going with that. Basically, you're saying the Democrats' narrative was, we got to get Trump out of here and rally us. And now, because that didn't work, now they've got to find something else, and they have no rallying point, and we're focused on...
They have no more rallying point, which was supposed to be the Mueller report, nor do they have the full cooperation of black people like they did, let's say 2 years ago or 3 years ago when Hillary Clinton was on. They don't have our full cooperation because, a lot of us are awake. Look what we did, and we did this.
To Kamala.
Look at what we did to Kamala Harris. And anybody else, because even when Kamala came out, I think maybe Marianne Williamson was talking about, I don't even know if she was talking about it yet, but I think once everybody saw what happened to Kamala, they said, okay, we better come out, and Corey, but Kamala was the guinea pig.
Yeah, she was supposed to be the front runner, the second coming.
And because at first she was like, reparations, she wasn't on board either. And so the candidates now, all of them are talking about reparations to some degree, whether they lying and saying they're going to research and study, or they're actually talking about an amount, as with Marianne Williamson, she's talking about $100 million. I don't know if that number's changed.
Yeah, she's gone bigger.
So it's changed now. So the point that I'm making is black people have finally put their foot down and have demanded something to where, last election, was anybody talking about reparations? Nope. No, not one candidate was talking about reparations in just 3 years, not even 3 years ago, 2016. And now here we are in 2019, where every Democrat candidate is talking about reparations. And so the point that I'm making is, now that this Mueller report didn't come back in the Democrat favor as the scare tactic, the talking point, in addition to ADOS movement being in full effect, the Democrats are going to really need to not just study and research. They're going to need to, sign on the dotted line and say, this is what we have for black people.
Well, we say this on our other show, don't we? Well, what have we said in the past? What's Trump done to us that no previous president done? Obama didn't do nothing for us, so Trump ain't really bothering us. If anything, by building a wall, and I'm not supporting the wall, but I'm just saying by building the wall, he is these people are coming to take our jobs.
Right. And so to your point, and Cindy says they need an agenda, absolutely. You also say, I agree, it might work. So I'm glad one person can see where I was going with that. Because I was thinking about it the last couple of days. I was like, wow, well, the Mueller report actually could be, maybe I'm using the wrong terminology, but a Hail Mary for us. Yeah. That could actually be a Hail Mary for black people. Like, the Democrats are really, what else are they going to talk about now? You don't have black people on the hook no more.
We're all on social media talking.
We're all on social media. Plus, the Mueller report you can't use it now. In fact, the momentum, if you will, has swung for the different Republicans. It is that, we told you.
Yeah, they said when the Mueller report was released, Trump went down about 3%.
It went down 3%, but who were they polling? It wasn't everybody.
Well, no, you would think if the Mueller report went out and the Democrats are so, and blacks and people are so, it would have gone up in support of the Mueller report. It didn't. It was just flat. It arrived on flat.
Well, I just wondered. I think it was Reuters.
Yeah, Reuters.
So I don't know where they are as far as partisan or party lines. I don't know where they are, but that wasn't everybody polled. That was a few people polled.
Yeah, it was 6 people in the room.
Right, exactly. But it is still said that the majority of people do not feel that Trump needs to be impeached. Of course, it was 44, 42%.
What's the point?
Right. So to me, it's like, okay, he even got into the White House, all the stuff we know.
All this stuff is a distraction to keep us in our place.
Exactly. It's all a distraction. We need to keep our eye on the ball. And so to me, the ball is, since we predominantly as black people vote for the Democrat Party, why not use everything we have to our advantage? And this is just one of them. Hey, reminder, see, if I was a Democrat party, I'm nonpartisan, but if I was, let's say, a representative, congressperson, senator, or something, I would be talking about that now. I wouldn't be saying, well, when I get there, well, you have some power now. You're a congressperson, senator. Do it now.
Exactly. Congress has said it, even though, let's say you're in the Senate and you're in the minority party. Let's say blacks in Congress right now, in the lower house. We want to do reparations, right? These votes are between the white people is almost 50-50. So they need that black vote. The Democrats need the black vote even in the House to get legislation passed.
They need the black vote to be a dog catcher.
Right. So if Nancy Pelosi wants this, that, cut the check. You're not getting our votes until you cut that
That's
damn
what I'm saying.
check.
Why you waiting until 2020 and cut the check? Cut the check now. And that way we'll say,
Right.
or at least cut some of it. Here is some now in good faith.
The congressional black talkers, that's all they're doing.
Right. Well,
They could care less. That's what I'm saying. But they have the votes to hold up legislation.
Well, why
do.
would they do that when they they're getting their check?
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, they get
you don't
their
have
check.
to be in the majority. And I'm talking to the audience a little bit, because a lot of people think that Congress, well, it's a majority and that's the only thing. No, you could be the minority party
Right.
and still gear legislation to go, if you need my votes to get your agenda across, ain't no black person in Congress is supposed to vote until they cut the check.
Right.
We're going to hold everything up.
Right.
And that's how you're supposed to do it. And that's where the compromise comes in.
Right.
You want our votes? Cut the check.
I agree. Hey, Arson, you said, hey, guys, late again. No, you're just on time. I guess at the end of the day,
Black people time.
We should just go for whoever has an agenda, a positive one, specifically for black people. And yes, as you said, all the distraction, absolutely, the agenda. And I think that's what I see before. And it's not, I don't really blame like the people running for office. I blame us. Because up until, well, we have some people like, Dr. Claude Anderson. Dr. Claude Anderson been asking for reparations for a long time and, all that other stuff. So you have people like him demanding a black agenda. But overall, most of us are just like, he plays a good saxophone. She's got hot sauce in her bag, or Obama, who had a lot of swag,
Right,
and all of that. That was the agenda. They just had to be cool, and so
entertaining.
Entertaining. But I think a lot of us, black people, didn't really realize what a black agenda was, or is, or what it even looks like.
Or is the black experience based on buffoonery? Is that what they're telling us?
Well, because traditionally it has been. I mean, that's just the fact. Okay. Let's give them a little entertainment or whatever. And, because black people, we like to be entertained and the cool stuff. And so it's worked up until recently.
I'll see you in 2 years.
Yeah.
Give me your vote. I'll see you in 6 years. I'll see you in 4.
And I want to say this too. I know that the ADOS movement is really big now, or it's getting big or whatever, but that doesn't discredit people before this movement took off again, because ADOS is not new. That doesn't discredit people who have been trying for reparations. People have been trying for reparations since it was taken off the table in 1865.
Well, I rember you back in high school. You were doing it since you were, 15?
I don't know about all that.
The Black Student Union, you were in there.
I've always been pro-black from a very small child, but I've always said, I don't want 40 acres and a mule. Give me 40 acres and a Tesla or something, a G-Wagon.
Right.
And I'll take a check too, Just saying. And hey, Eric, she says, Dorothy Anthony encouraged people to kill others, and Dorothy Anthony encouraged people to kill others, and he will get them legal help. This is criminal. Trump tells his supporters. So, who was that? Dorothy. He said encouraging people. I think you're probably tagging somebody. Or he says encouraging people to kill others, and he will get them. Oh yeah. So, when he was running, he was candidate Trump at his rallies. He was like, punch the dude in the face. I'll pay for your legal fees. And
if you believe that, this man don't pay for nothing.
Right, but you actually had people going up punching people in the face and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we are just at the. I don't even want to say we're at the end of it, but I think we're at the resurgence of white supremacists who have been emboldened. Like they've always wanted to do those things.
Absolutely.
And now they're like, well, Trump is in office, and white supremacy is back in effect. White nationalism. White people are fighting to retain what they have, and so it's nothing. I read something on the border where some white dude was pretending to be border patrol, and he's arresting and locking up Mexicans. I don't know where he was locking them up at because I didn't finish reading the article, but it's like, you wasn't doing that 2 years ago.
Wait, stop. Cory Booker says that we should overcome them with our capacity to love. That's going to do the job. While they got a thing in their hand, they're going to bust you over the head. Do like Martin Luther King and love them. And you put yourself in the white man's shoes. If I'm dealing with these trifling Negroes, I'd had enough too. That poor white man.
Corey who? And Joey says, so are you bribing and selling your votes? No, we're not.
No, I'm not going to waste it.
Because I see where you're going with this. I'm going to entertain you just this one time, unless you want to join the conversation civilly. I will continue to entertain you. No, we're not bribing. or selling our votes, if you will. But if you want to truly look at it, I guess maybe you can say we're selling our votes.
Yes, no, he's right.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, now that you think about it.
Our vote is for sale.
Absolutely.
It is a transaction. And when it comes to politics, it's transactional.
Well, you think about it too. What is the purpose of a lobbyist? What do lobbyists do?
Exactly.
Don't they go try to, influence? Well, what has the Democrat Party been doing with black people forever? They've been trying to influence us into giving them our votes.
And they've been pretty good.
We have given them our votes, and Joe, they haven't given us anything in return. Okay, they've given us lip service, hot sauce in the bag, and playing saxophone on our
some more food stamps and keeping us weak.
Yeah, the social programs, and they've been giving us that stuff. But as far as the stuff that really matters, as far as lessening or shrinking the wealth gap, which it is said that it'll take black people 232 years to catch up to the wealth that white people have. Listen,
and guess what? We'll be dead.
I'm 48. I ain't old, but I don't think I'm going to be around here for 232 years. And so, yes, I look at a vote as an investment. It is. It's an investment. If I'm going to invest my money,
it's a transaction.
If I'm going to invest my vote with you, I want something back in return.
You want my vote? What are you going to do for me? That's how it works.
That's like me going to go buy a car, and they say, "Oh yes, we got the best car for you. It's brand new. There's no issues, and this, that, and the other." And I'm like, "Okay, well here's my money." And then they keep saying, "But we got the car. We got the car." Right. Okay, well where is the car? Oh, we got it for you. Just wait for it. And I'm gonna wait for 4 years for the car to roll up on the lot, but I didn't gave you my money.
Oh yeah, but I'll get your agenda next time.
No, I want my car right now.
Oh no, well yeah.
I want my agenda right now.
Yeah, you know what? I got this other candidate coming up, and they're gonna do it for you. I forgot. I had to deal with other issues.
Yes, and Joe, I appreciate you for remaining civil. And the reason why I say that is because there's a lot of people who come on here sometimes and they're not civil. So I appreciate you for that. And you says they keep your raise down. Yes, I agree. And it's just the truth, Joe. That's what they do. Is it calculated? Yes, it's calculated that they do that. For so long, they've known that they, being the Democrats, and Republicans too. Republicans don't even really try to get our vote because they know that it's just a lost cause up until recently. There's a possibility for them. But yeah, they've done nothing but keep us down. We'll give you these social programs, keep you satisfied. Like, I don't know how satisfied one can really be on barely getting by. But I know as long as you're hungry and I can feed you to stave off the hunger, you're going to eventually be conditioned to wait. It's like a bird. When it gets ready to feed its young, they're going to drop the food. And we're like that baby bird just waiting. Just waiting for the food to be dropped into our mouths, And
the sad thing is that the Democratic Party uses people that look like us to keep us...
Right. And Joey says, let me go. I'm sorry. I'm get back to the other comments really quick. And then Tammy says, "You're beautiful. I love your hair." Oh, thank you so much. You're beautiful.
Ladies, we're talking some serious issues. You talk about hair.
And Joe says, "I wish I could call. Eventually we are going to get the capability to call Donovan, who you guys can't
remind me. I'm writing it down right now because we do have a number. It just slipped my mind. I'm so sorry. We will have that.
See Donovan, but you'll be able to see him on the produced YouTube version. But he's gonna write it down, Joe, so that way you guys can call in.
Call in. I'm sorry.
So in the future we'll be able to have that. You guys heard it right here.
Yes.
And hey, Hannah, you said the Jews are still getting reparations for a Holocaust. Why not reparations? Absolutely. There's a lot of people getting reparations.
Well, Uncle Ben, James Clyburn said, "I thought Miss Nancy said Miss Nancy said that welfare was reparations." These are the people that we vote for. The number 3 guy in the Democratic Party, Negro. They put, because really Nancy wanted to say that. She said, "Nigga, go out there and tell these niggas what they want to hear." How's that reparations? Reparations is for a specific group, for a specific problem. If everybody could be on welfare, that's not reparations. Right. That shows you how dumb that nigga is.
Reparations was meant to do what, though?
to correct the wrong financially,
and
monetary.
to shrink the wealth gap.
Right.
I don't know about y'all. I don't know anybody who's gotten, unless the people, who was it that used the welfare queen?
That was Reagan.
Reagan, the welfare queen who had all this hustle going, but I don't know anybody who got rich off of being on welfare.
And see, and that's a misnomer. If you take 1 year of the military budget expenditure, it would cover all of welfare since the 1960s.
Ain't that something?
1 year.
That's crazy. And Joe says, I'm not a Republican, I'm a constitutionalist.
Right on.
All right.
Right on.
And then, so if you want to, expound upon that for those of us who are kind of wondering, what exactly is a constitutionalist? I'd love to read that.
That's usually a person that has a strict thing of what the Constitution says.
Oh, the Constitution. Yeah. Okay. And he also say, livetruthradio.com. You hear that, Donovan?
Live Truth Radio.
And then Cindy says, is Donovan on the phone? The excuse for him being off camera. I did see him checking his stocks a minute ago.
I was going to give you guys a tip toward the end of the show.
I saw him checking his stocks, but he's off now.
Yes,
he's actually tending to radio business.
Yes.
And I hope I'm saying this right. Dwight, I think I said that right. It says, amen. And so, we're just at the point to where, to me, as a black person of 48 years old,
28 years old.
28, depending on, today I feel like I'm 48.
Okay.
These are exciting times.
They are.
These are exciting times because, I remember, I have a good memory about politics from very young. And like, I explained this to a lot of people, like my daughter and people. I remember as a child being called, the N-word, and I've even had, been spat upon, if you will, because I was black, so that kind of stuff. And I don't want to say I felt hopeless back then, but it was just kind of being in the middle of just, not that I'm trying to put these in the right words, not saying that racism has gone away, because it's not. It's actually gotten worse. But actually being a victim of that kind of stuff. And now I'm at a point where I'm actually seeing us get some leeway here. It's very exciting. And so just the possibilities of us actually getting close to what our ancestors were promised. And then, people like my mom, who's not here anymore, reparations was important to her. She came up during the civil rights movement when things were segregated, and she couldn't drink out of certain water fountains and all that other stuff. She was, so, to think that I may be able to get a check for those of the our people who are no longer here, that's exciting to me.
Yes.
So let's see here. And Marcus says, I really don't see a real opportunity for reparations right now, because the ones is so-called supported us are now ready to turn against us because we want something back. The ones that have always, been against us continue with the stronghold. If anything, I think we are blindly walking into quicksand, because white people and so-called white Christians are only polite as long as we are servants and in need. I get what you're saying, but another thing that is very hopeful to me, I can't remember the name of the basketball player. It's a white guy. I guess he's pretty prominent, but I don't follow sports. He's a basketball player, and he said that basically, white privilege is, I'm paraphrasing, white privilege is a thing, and it is going to be up to white people to speak up. And he's saying that he's no longer going to be silent. I don't know if you guys, yesterday being 4/20, a weed, a national holiday, if you will, it's a thing, I guess. Ben and Jerry's, the owner of the infamous fatty ice cream, that's really good, but Ben and Jerry's, on 4/20, they released a commercial commemorating, I guess, their ice cream, saying that 4/20 is cool, but it's not going to be cool until black people are freed due to being locked up due to the criminalization of marijuana. So he says it's not nothing really to celebrate until black people are free. So my point is, we do have some white people who are starting to say, not that because there's white people before, but there's white people now starting to use their platforms and saying, okay, you know what, I can no longer. The guy, the owner of the Ravens, now he's taking a lot of heat through the Kaepernick thing. He recently donated $100,000 to black churches when people got mad over the church in Notre Dame. The church of Notre Dame getting burned. He donated $100,000, and so is it perfect? No, but it's a very small start. So I think we should, be helpful, be grateful for the help we can get. And Joe says, research Peggy Hubbard running for U.S. Senate against Dick Durbin. I've heard of her before. So yes, that's something. But
but
hey, Laura.
But just because somebody's running, I think it could be a worse situation because every congressional black talker, they put these black women out there and they parrot the exact line that Nancy Pelosi would say. She's using these people as pawns to keep us passive and peaceful and all that other good stuff. So, research your camera. I don't know anything about this lady, but please research it because you might be putting in the same situation. We have Maxine Waters here in California. Her area is being gentrified. And remember, she was, I want the taxes. I want this. She's not doing a damn thing. She's been working on reparations for over 40 years.
Got it. It all says the Mueller report has nothing to do with reparations. Black people will vote Democratic regardless. There is not a candidate that fully supports reparations. If they do, they want reparations for, reparations for being a Jew. Reparations for everyone
Jewish.
else. Bernie Sanders got reparations for being a Jew.
Yes.
He does not support reparations for descendants of slaves.
Correct.
Until we can unite, I don't see it happening. ADOS are to be commended. You are to be commended until there is a candidate that fully supports reparations. Blacks need not vote at all. And I agree. And no, I don't think the Mueller report is connected, but I'm saying that it could be leverage, if you will, to, I guess, muscle the Democrat Party, if you will.
Right.
But no, I agree. At this point, I think we do need to hold our vote because we've also fallen for that, I got to vote for the lesser of two evils, and no, we don't have to do that. We just don't vote at all.
No, exactly. A lot of you guys know that I was a big Bernie supporter. When I found out that he was against reparations, he wants to maybe study it, because now he's talking about, maybe we can study it. I think we should study it. No, if you aren't for reparations, you're not getting my vote. I would rather withhold my vote and let it go what it is. And I'm looking at Andrew Yang now as a possible person.
Keep all your options open. But yeah, and Bernie, this is the thing with Bernie. I know there's a lot of Bernie supporters out there, but Bernie is so comfortable in knowing that he's going to win.
He's the front runner, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even, he's like, why do I need to jump on a reparation? I'm not even going to apologize for saying I don't think they should get it.
Right.
Because he just knows that there's people going to vote for him.
The young people, the young millennials.
Win. He may win anyway. I don't know, Joe Biden's supposed to get in next week.
Joe Biden has no chance. No chance whatsoever.
But to O's point, hell, he got it for his people.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's why I said, you know what?
Right.
I'm out.
And Hanny says, am I saying that right, Hani or Hanny?
Honey.
Honey. Mm-hmm. He says, hey, Donovan Sadiq, you are a great basketball coach and mentor. I overheard you motivating the team and passing out gifts at Shake.
Yes, that was me.
Being Daddy Warbucks at Shake.
Yeah.
Buying, what was you buying him?
I bought him a game system of...
This dude ain't giving the kids no...
medals.
No medals. He gave each of them a game system.
I gave him a medal too, but I gave him a game system.
A game system and a medal.
11.
I should have seen when I was playing basketball. I think we got a granola bar for winning.
Even though the team moms were supposed to pay for that, somehow it came out of my pocket. So, not only did I give him the gifts, I also paid for the party.
That's because you're not really the ogre you try to be. And Sydney says Cover. What's Cover? K-O-R-V-E-R.
Sydney Cover. I know what he's talking about. I know. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Marcus says not to be negative, but we have always had profound moments with an opportunity for change. Many of those times did comment the hands. He said comment the hands of white people and black people working together, but let's see. But we are two steps forward, 3 steps back people. Until we are united people by the millions, making white people in the suburbs uncomfortable with their privilege and security, it will remain a conversation that will maybe advance over the next 25 years or so. Well, this is my thing too. I don't think it's necessarily about us making white people uncomfortable as much as it is about us uniting. We have, what's going to make them uncomfortable? It's us uniting and keeping the majority of our $1.3 trillion at home. That's what's going to make anybody uncomfortable. White people, Arabs, Indians, Asians, anybody who is benefiting off of black dollars, that's what's going to make them uncomfortable when we start saying enough. Let's keep our money home. As they say, longer than 6 hours. Let's start putting money into the black businesses we have and continue to build more. Black businesses, schools, you name it. And that's how people are going to be uncomfortable. And that's how, as Dr. Claude Anderson always talks about, we change the system. Is with our spending power. Right? And let's see. And Joe says she's on her own.